So if you're looking for a new series to binge this weekend, you're in luck because it is time to find out what to stream.
We've got a psychological thriller starring Julia Roberts, the return of a Netflix favorite, it's looking a little different though because the lead actor's out, and a documentary about basketball players bringing about social change.
Here with the latest in all things streaming is our pal Krutika Mallikarjuna. She's a senior editor at TV Guide. Good to see you.
Always happy to be here.
All right, so when I saw the trailers for this Julia Roberts thriller, I actually thought it was a film. I didn't realize it was a trailer for a series because it's Julia Roberts.
Yeah.
Let's take a look.
You were employed at the Homecoming Transitional Support Center?
How do you feel? Happy.
What we're seeking here is information.
What were your duties there?
I don't know.
You don't know.
I know why I'm here. I want to be in compliance with all this.
Compliance? Have you ever forgotten something? Something big?
All right, so this series is supposed to play homage to Alfred Hitchcock's style of work. You can hear the ticking clock, I guess, in the background. That's very Hitchcockian.
But it's based on a podcast.
It is. It's
Oh.
based on a Gimlet podcast, and it was one of their first forays into fiction. So it was really interesting because this thing blew up, and like normally when you hear about a podcast getting big, it's true crime. But this one is a fictional thriller, which really surprised a lot of folks. And it's not the first time a podcast has been attempted to be turned into a TV show. Amazon did that with Lore last year. But Homecoming is a totally different ballgame because they came in with heavy hitters. The showrunner of Mr. Robot, Sam Esmail, is showrunning this. Julia Roberts in her first ever television role.
Yeah, that's what I was like, Julia.
It's huge,
Right. I mean, it's unbelievable to see her like do all this in-depth character work spread out over like 10 hours instead of the normal 2. And they have a great newcomer called Stephen James, and he is like one of the most wonderful performances of the fall season.
Let me ask you a question. It's going to seem like an odd question, but I've been noticing with some of the things that I've been streaming that it almost feels like the sound was tailor-made for watching and listening with earbuds.
Yes.
And I wondered, because this is based off of a podcast, if the sound plays a role as well.
Very much so. And it's, I actually love that about Homecoming is there's 2 timelines on the show. A past timeline where Julia Roberts is working at Homecoming facility, which is a place where soldiers reacclimate to civilian life. And then the future timeline, which is 4 years later, which is shot vertically, almost as if on iPhone video.
Oh, that's so interesting.
And it is a great conversion of what they do in the podcast for the future timeline, which has all these audio cues, and then they take that and they format the visual element together with it. So it's very carefully and well put together.
Yeah, cool.
Cool.
Okay, so number 2, House of Cards. Everyone's been waiting for House of Cards. Everyone's been wondering if it's going to be as good because, we're missing the president. Well, we have a new president now, but let's play a little bit of it.
Asking a very real question about her ability to lead.
Are you even capable of defining her?
I think she might be the worst thing that has ever happened to this country.
This slate of yours, it will set us back a generation. They will completely
support me and what I stand for.
And what is that?
The American oligarchs out there, they are coming for us.
As a patriot who loves his country, we can do so much better.
They are trying to strip me of my constitutional power as your commander-in-chief.
You are daring them. You've turned it into a spectacle, and now they will not stop.
Claire Underwood, no husband. How is it?
You know what? I gotta say, I really enjoyed it. I know a lot of people have mixed reviews on this season, but in the previous season finale, Frank was away. Like, he called Claire didn't pick up, and it was very clear that, he was on the out anyway, and Claire was about to step up into her primetime slot. And so instead of this season being about the political tension between Frank and Claire, since they've written Kevin Spacey off the show, it's more about the political tension between Claire and herself. She's like, okay, I have the shot now. What do I actually do with it? And there's some amazing breakdowns of what white feminism in practice looks like. And I think it's a much more subtle and complex look at House of Cards than I've seen before.
Oh, very interesting.
All right. Last but not least, do y'all recall when Fox News host Laura Ingraham told
How could I
LeBron
forget?
James that he should not have anything to say about what's happening in the country of which he is a citizen of. He should just shut up and dribble and just play your game. Well, there's a new documentary by LeBron. Check it out.
Is there any regret that you got into a name-calling situation with the president?
No.
Always feel that you count. Always feel that you count.
Black athletes were supposed to be the workers, not the owners. They were supposed to be the talent and never the power brokers.
Always feel that you have worth, that you have worth.
It's so much more than a game. It's a vehicle to push positive social change.
I mean, this will be what I watch this weekend without a doubt. And it needs to tell the story of black athletes in this country who have earned a lot of money, and no one's ever said they haven't, but essentially they've been on spectacle for a majority white audience.
Yes, definitely. And I think this documentary does an amazing job about laying out the timeline of sort of politics and sports in America, because, you know, it just hits you over and over and over again with the fact that politics has never been divorced from entertainment or sports or like any of these arenas that are supposed to be lighthearted fun. That's never been the case. It's never going to be the case because these are a very minuscule part of the arenas where people of color can actually rise up and become successful and famous and wealthy. And like now, this documentary shows us how they're taking that power and using it to spread good amongst their own communities.
You know, sports, you make such a good point that sports and entertainment have been intertwined with politics from the very beginning. I mean, even if it was politics we all agreed with, right? So Joe Louis defeating Max Schmeling in the dawn of the World War II era was a huge political statement, right? It said that, you know, Nazism and fascism would fall at the hand of just good, strong American muscle. You know, Muhammad Ali, Jesse Owens, it's always been there. Larry Bird and Magic Johnson, there was always a beautiful rivalry between these two. It's just always been a part of the fabric of our society.
Yeah, and I think this documentary is a great entry point for anybody who wants to learn more about this. Just because, you know, Fox News did not get that answer right.
Yeah, right. So, of course, Krutika, this time around, we have something that you might be interested in streaming. It's going to be airing this weekend. It's one of our CBSN originals, Burmese Python Invasion, Fighting Invasive Species. Here's a preview.
Python, finally!
Invasive species are pushing native wildlife and industries to the brink.
We can't have these things getting to the size that they get. At this size, you can definitely take your cat and dog. Something has to be done.
Oh my God.
You're gonna get ahead. They multiply, they spawn like 3 million eggs per year. Very, very productive.
Some took them in as pets, but were overwhelmed and set them loose in the Everglades.
We got him.
Only elite hunters are allowed to go after them.
Woo-hoo, we got one! Woo-hoo!
Ready, go for the grab. Ah!
My friend, after seeing the fish been hitting you in the face and jumping in the boat.
My revenge now. This is actually very, very good.
You got that on camera?
So you can watch the CBSN originals, Burmese Python Invasion, right here on CBS. Head to cbsnews.com/python. Sorry, but you're also here on CBSN. And as you can see, it's not just about the snake, but it's about sort of invasive species in the country, how it's upsetting the environment, and what we can do about it. There you go, Krutika.
I'm not gonna lie, I'm a little terrified to watch this one. That snake moved really fast, but I'm gonna do my best because it looks very interesting.
Good, thank you.